my first question to the panel is, what is a bull case for MicroStrategy? Very broad question, but I think that would lay the foundation. Anyone who likes, pick it up.
Yeah, I'll start. Yeah, I'll start. I guess general bull case for MicroStrategy. Their current market cap is somewhere around $47 billion. They own 252,000 Bitcoin. The next closest company that holds Bitcoin has roughly, I want to say 23,000 Bitcoin or something like that, and that's Mara, the mining company. So when you compare how much of a lead MicroStrategy has relative to other companies in the entire equity market, they have more than 10 times the next closest company Bitcoin holdings. They also have more than 2.5 times more Bitcoin on their balance sheet than all publicly traded equities combined. So to me, the bull case is looking at their Bitcoin holdings as a technological advantage and a significant moat. Because if another publicly traded company were to try to catch Bitcoin's or MicroStrategy's Bitcoin holdings, they would have to spend a significant amount of money in order to catch them. So MicroStrategy's 252,000 Bitcoin, I think, is worth around $17 billion right now. I estimate that if a company were to try to catch them from zero, say like Apple or Meta or some other company like that, they would have to expend probably anywhere between 45 and maybe $60 billion in order to catch them at 252,000 Bitcoin, because the price would start to run away. Now, if you start to think about how many of those companies could potentially actually catch them, who has the cash, who has the balance sheet to do it? There are roughly 8 to 10 publicly traded companies in the entire stock market that have more than $40 billion of cash on hand. And of those 8 to 10 companies, there's only one that has a sole leader that's got more than 50% of the voting rights that would be able to overrule the board of directors and start buying Bitcoin with their cash on hand. And that company is Meta. So Meta has roughly $58 billion of cash, and they could theoretically, with the direction of Mark Zuckerberg, buy Bitcoin to put it on their balance sheet to potentially compete with MicroStrategy. Now, the unique component here is Meta also has their existing business. So the stock wouldn't necessarily trade as volatile as MicroStrategy would trade, and MicroStrategy still would serve a unique position within the market, offering these convertible debt issuances, which is effectively a Bitcoin-backed bond. So long story short, I think they have a significant technological moat, and they are, in my opinion, likely to be one of the top-rated public entities in the entire stock market in short order. And I don't think there's any other company in the stock market that could potentially catch them.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I'd add that the fact that they own all this Bitcoin, and the reason they're so valuable isn't because the Bitcoin is only going to appreciate in value, and the Bitcoin will appreciate in value. But the Bitcoin itself, the fact that they have such a moat, such a large portion of their market capitalization is made up of this Bitcoin, means they can offer products to the market in ways that other equities wouldn't be able to. If Bitcoin made up 10% of the overall capitalization of a company like Meta, they couldn't offer these convertible backed bonds, which actually increase the number of Bitcoins that MicroStrategy holds or that a company holds, simply because Meta's volatility wouldn't be as high as that of MicroStrategy, considering such a large percentage of their market cap is made up of Bitcoin, which is a highly volatile asset. So as their Bitcoin holdings increase and as they become a larger and larger kind of Bitcoin leveraged proxy, that volatility continues to pay dividends in the form of Bitcoin per share, which is something that even a company that enters and tries to buy Bitcoin won't be able to recreate until they get enough Bitcoin such that it's a large portion of their market cap. So that's kind of the monopolistic tendency.
Fantastic.
Can I just fill in the gaps? I mean, really not much else has to be said after what they did. So I got 3 quick points here. number one, back to the this idea of like, could someone else or will someone else catch MicroStrategy and total Bitcoin holdings? The thing that Meta, and Jeff, we'll talk more about this offline, but I think Dell could also, in not as quickly as Meta, but with aggressive convertible bonds, could surpass MicroStrategy. But neither Dell nor Meta will ever be able to emulate the MicroStrategy as a trading vehicle, volatility is the product type instrument, because the overwhelming majority of both Meta or Dell's market cap would be through the earnings power and buybacks of like the real business. So that's point number one. Point number two, the like recent aha light bulb going off moment for me, and why I'm saying like it's over, is because like it's now like fully finally clicked that MicroStrategy is like the team literally are the financial engineers that are operating in between Bitcoin and all of the TradFi markets, equity markets, bond markets, volatility markets, especially in the options market. And then you can create products like MSTY to just sell that covered call strategy. So I think that cannot be, it's not possible to overemphasize that, because here's the reality. Nobody actually cares about IBIT. And this is going to be a great segue into my last point here. Nobody actually cares about IBIT. There is no groups of people forming around to spend like full-time working hours on IBIT. Nobody cares about Larry Fink. I'm sorry. Like there is going to be no Elon Musk type phenomena with Larry Fink. However, to me, from my perspective, being like a veteran of Tesla and seeing that whole story through for 7 years, there absolutely is a sailor type Elon Musk, Steve Jobs type premium that should be associated like to this company. I've seen it. This is it. Like I'm telling you, this is it with the sailor Elon comparison. And then you factor in like the rest of the team. And this is what I've been talking about a lot recently, that 10-person capital markets team, plus the people who are running the software business. Like it's A players all over the place. So I think those are just my 3 points. But I think that 3-person segment really covers a lot of, maybe not 100%. We have to bring Ben and some other people in for convertible bonds and of many other people to like really get to 100%, but that was a good chunk.